So it is officially October, and I am having 3 special October movie reviews for you guys. And the first one is going to be a Batman movie. So when people tend to think of the character of Batman, they tend to think of the great movies such
7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
Oh, but seriously, they tend to think of The Dark Knight and Batman Begins or the '89 film. But one that tends to be super overlooked is the cartoon theatrical release, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which by far, I think, personally, is the best Batman film that we've gotten. Now, obviously, The Dark Knight almost takes that title for obvious reasons, such as Heath Ledger's amazing performance, the amazing story throughout it. Just everything about The Dark Knight is great, except for that stupid Christian Bale voice. The city is full of people ready to believe in good. Yeah, dude, can you lose the act? Because it just makes you sound retarded, Batman. Mask of the Phantasm is often overlooked because it's a cartoon film. And people would think, what could a cartoon film do to outmatch a live action release? Well, let me tell you, it can get the character absolutely right. So let me tell you my reasonings as to why I think Mask of the Phantasm is the best Batman film. And there are going to be some spoilers throughout this, so if you guys don't want any spoilers, click off the video, please. But we're going to be reviewing this film and diving into this film. So, first off, what did they do right? Batman. Now, there's a lot of Batman in this movie, but there's also a lot of Bruce Wayne in this movie as well. And this, at its release, this definitely was the first Batman movie to give us an actual origin. Now, of course, Batman Begins gets more in depth with his origin, with, what he had to do to train and stuff he had to deal with. But in this movie, it showed his very first night out, not as Batman, but he was just Bruce Wayne wearing a ski mask, stopping these burglars from robbing this police van, I think. And you could also see his first failure as well. And you could tell that he was frustrated because the criminals were not afraid of him. And then that's where he got the idea of being Batman, using his fear of bats against these criminals. Which is also where the storyline of his love interest in the movie comes into play with his backstory, Andrea, which I will come back to that character eventually near the end. But she plays a big part in him becoming Batman and playing into that backstory. And this is the first time that we actually get to see that Bruce Wayne was going to have another life besides being the Batman. And he originally thought it was sinful against his oath to become a crime fighter, and he was begging on his parents' grave for forgiveness for being happy. And that's some deep psychological stuff. Like, he's talking to his parents' grave saying, I know I made a promise, but I didn't expect to be happy. Can things please be different? and it shows that he's absolutely tormented by the death of his parents. It's deep storytelling. It dives into this character deeply. It studies him. It shows what makes him tick, and it's just everything I could want from Batman, including the voice, Kevin Conroy. We gotta praise this man. He's just amazing as Batman. And Mark Hamill as the Joker in this film also plays a role in the people hiring him to capture the Batman, for which we're gonna get into the plot now. So the film is basically about this guy known as the Phantasm is going around killing all these gangsters and dealers everywhere, and basically everybody's blaming Batman for doing it because, well, his silhouette looks a lot like Batman. So the police are no longer working with him, and they're gunning after him to take him down because they think he's gone too far. And now Batman has to solve this mystery of who the Phantasm is and maintain his reputation as the Batman. So it's a very good mystery movie as well, and that's something that we haven't gotten yet until the new Robert Pattinson film comes out, is a really good mystery Batman movie, like a very good detective film. And they don't bring all these backstories of Bruce Wayne's past for no reason with Andrea, because it is revealed later in the film that Andrea is the one killing off all these drug dealers. Like, it's great storytelling, like, and there's subtle hints that it's her, but they always throw a curveball at you believing that it's her father. And it really is just great storytelling. It's a great detective film. And the fact that it's PG, it's pretty edgy and dark for a PG movie. And a surprising amount of blood. Let me say that right now. There's a lot of blood in here for a PG movie, especially the scene where Batman's getting sliced up by the Joker's helicopters or the police chase, and then he's, touching his head, and then there's blood coming off of his head, out of his mask, and there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of gruesome deaths that they don't show, but it insinuates that it's pretty gruesome. And for a PG film, that's pretty dark and edgy. But for the character of Batman, that works perfectly. And there's something for both adults and non-adults to like in this movie. They get the character right. They hit all the right notes with them. There's a great plot. It's a great murder, or it's a great... not great murders, but... it's a great mystery. A great detective movie. And it gives you everything you could want out of a Batman movie. And by far, it's the best one that we've had. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. There's no other way I can state that. I mean, it's a great movie, especially since it's near Halloween. Great Halloween movie. Check it out. So, in that regard, I say Batman Mask of the Phantasm is a tops tier film. So, I'm glad that you guys watched the video all the way through. And I hope you guys like the video and share it around, please. And as always, if you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe today to join the Isolation.
Day 2, in the ghost house. I saw a spooky ghost with a sexy ghost butt. Ghost butt so sexy.